Good morning, student. As we discussed in our previous term, internal energy, the energy contained within a system or a body is said to be its internal energy. Internal energy is a state function because it depends on the initial and the final state of system, but not the path followed by it. It should be noted if the internal energy is represented by letter U. Change in internal energy is represented by letter delta U. If delta U is positive, it means energy is absorbed. If delta U have negative value, it means energy is evolved. For isothermal reversible expansion of an ideal gas, I repeat, for isothermal reversible expansion of an ideal gas against vacuum, delta U is equals to 0, Q is equals to 0 and W is also 0. For isothermal reversible expansion of an ideal gas in vacuum, delta U is equals to 0, work done is equals to 0 and the heat supplied to the system is 0. Now let us consider the term work. Work is said to be done if we apply force on an object and it displays in direction of force. Work is the product of force and displacement. Mathematically, work done is equals to force into displacement. If there is an angle between the force and an object, then we can apply W is equals to F into S into cos theta. Now, let us derive an expression of work of expansion. Student, work of expansion. Work of expansion. Suppose there is a vessel whose area of cross section is A square meter. Here is a piston. Here we apply pressure P. Suppose displacement from its initial position is dl. If we apply pressure on the piston, suppose piston displays dl length. Now work done by gas is equals to force into distance. As we know that force is represented by letter F, distance is dl because it displays dl distance. Now we know that force may be defined as pressure into area, that is F is equals to P into A into dl. But we also know that change in volume is equal to area of cross section into length. Now we replace A dv as dv. I repeat again, work of expansion derivation, work done by a gas, force into distance, force represented by F, distance by dl. Force is equal to pressure into area. Now substituting here P into A into dl, but we know that area of cross section into change into length is equals to change in volume represented by dv. Now on integration we get, both sides, suppose W is the work done by gas, then W is equals to lower limit V1 to V2 P dv. Since P is the constant here, now integrate dv. We get W is equals to P upper limit minus lower limit, that is W is equals to P delta V. It should be noted work done on system is always positive and work done by system is always negative. Therefore, W is equals to work of expansion is W is equals to minus P delta V. Work of expansion is W is equals to minus P delta V and work of contraction must be equal to W is equals to P delta V. I repeat it again. Work of expansion always indicated by the formula W is equals to minus P delta V, and work of contraction represented by the formula W is equals to P into delta V. Now let us derive work done of isothermal reversible expansion of an ideal gas. Suppose, now let us derive work done by, now we are deriving work done by isothermal reversible expansion, isothermal irreversible expansion of an ideal gas. We know that small change in work must be equal to, minus P dV. Now on integrating both sides, integration dW minus P since the constant, now integrating. Now we are replacing, we know that PV is equals to nRT. Now replacing P as N upon V RT. In this equation we get nRT upon 1 upon V dV. Here we integrating with the limit V1 to V2. We get W is equals to nRT log base E V2 upon V1. Now on conversion, Napier logarithm into natural logarithm, we multiply it with 2.303. Now the formula becomes W is equals to minus 2.303 nRT log base 10 V2 upon V1. So it is a formula for work done by isothermal irreversible expansion of an ideal gas. W is equals to minus 2.303 nRT log base 10 V2 upon V1. But we know that from Boyle's law P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. So we can replace V2 upon V1 as P1 upon P2. So there are the two expressions of work done by isothermal irreversible expansion of an ideal gas. Now I repeat once again, change in work is equals to minus P dV, but ideal gas equation is PV is equals to nRT. So we replace N upon V RT in place of P here. We get 1 upon V dV. Now integrate, we get log base E V2 upon V1. To change Napier logarithm into natural logarithm, we multiply Napier logarithm with minus 2.303. Now the formula comes out to be W is equals to minus 2.303 nRT log base 10 V2 upon V1. But we know from Boyle's law P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. If replacing here, we get W is equals to minus 2.303 nRT log base 10 P1 upon P2. Now let us discuss heat. As we know that student, heat is the form of energy. I repeat again, heat is the form of energy exchange between the system and the surrounding as a result of difference of temperature between them. Heat is represented by Q. Heat absorbed by system is always positive and heat evolved by system is negative. I repeat it again. Heat is the mode of energy exchange between the system and the surrounding as a result of the difference of temperature between them. Heat absorbed by system is positive and heat evolved by system is negative. It should be noted 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule. For simplicity in calculation, 1 calorie is equivalent to 4.2 joule. Now let us discuss zeroth law of thermodynamics. According to the zeroth law of thermodynamics, if the thermodynamic system are each in thermal equilibrium with a third one, I repeat again, if the thermodynamic system are in thermal equilibrium with a third one, I repeat again, if two thermodynamic systems are in thermal equilibrium with a third one, then they are in thermal equilibrium with each other. In short way, if we can understand zeroth law of thermodynamics in such a manner, if two bodies are in contact with each other and we bring third body near to it, then exchange of heat take place until all body attain same temperature. I repeat it again. According to zeroth law of thermodynamics, if two thermodynamic systems are in thermal equilibrium with a third one, then they are in thermal equilibrium with each other. Now let us discuss the first law of thermodynamics. According to the first law of thermodynamics, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, although it may be converted from one form to another. Mathematically, suppose initial internal energy of a system be U1. Suppose Q heat supplied to the system and W is the work done on system. Then final internal energy become U2 is equals to U1 plus Q plus W. Now transposing electron to one side, we get U2 minus U1 is equals to Q plus W, or we can indicate it by delta U. Delta U is equals to Q plus W. Here one thing must be noted, neither Q nor W is a state function, but the quantity delta U is a state function because it depends on the initial and the final state of system, but not the path followed by it. According to mathematical expression of first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equals to Q plus W. I repeat once again. First law of thermodynamics, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, although it may be converted from one form to another. According to mathematical expression of first law of thermodynamics, we get delta U is equals to Q plus W. Neither Q nor W is a state function, but the quantity delta U is a state function because it depends on initial and the final state of a system. Now let us discuss enthalpy. Student, now let us discuss enthalpy. Enthalpy is represented by letter capital H. Enthalpy, E-N-T-H-A-L-P-Y. Enthalpy is indicated by letter capital H, or heat content. Enthalpy is also said to be heat content. It is actually the sum of the internal energy and product of pressure, volume. Mathematically, H is equals to U plus PV. Here H is the enthalpy, U is the internal energy, P pressure, V volume. Suppose initial enthalpy is H1, in which internal energy U1 and volume is V1. Suppose final enthalpy H2, internal energy U2, volume V2. Now subtracting H2 minus H1 is equals to U2 minus U1 plus P V2 minus V1. Change in enthalpy is indicated by letter delta H, it is indicated by delta U, plus it is indicated by delta V. So this expression we obtain, but we know from ideal gas equation PV is equals to nRT. It is an ideal gas equation. P V1 is equals to N1 RT. Again P V2 is equals to N2 RT. Now subtracting P V2 minus V1 is equals to N2 minus N1 RT, taking common, we get P delta V is equals to delta Ng. It is applicable for gaseous state. Gives equation number 2. Now we can substituting delta Ng RT in place of P delta V in equation 1. We get delta H is equals to delta U plus delta Ng RT. It is a formula by which we can calculate enthalpy of a system. Here three conditions are there under which delta H value is equal to delta U. If the reaction is carried out in a closed vessel, if the reaction is carried out in a closed vessel in which delta V is equals to 0, then the value of delta H is equals to delta U. If the reaction is carried out between solid and liquid, not involving gases, in such cases delta Ng is equals to 0. In such case delta H also equal to delta U. If the number of moles of gaseous reactant is equals to the number of moles of gaseous product, then delta H value is equals to delta U. I repeat once again, enthalpy is indicated by letter H. It is actually the heat content of a system. It is mathematically is equal to sum of internal energy and the product of pressure, volume. It is a state function because it depends on initial and the final state of system. SI unit of enthalpy is kilojoule per mole. Thank you.